Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Gen Politics. So if you've been paying attention to this HR bill thing, the government shutdown, recently, within about the last 24 hours, Democrats have started calling Elon Musk by a new name. And that name is President Musk, followed by his vice president, Trump.
But look, President Musk this morning made it clear with all his vast government experience, which is basically he became rich on the federal government, that he doesn't want Republicans to pass this. And seemingly Vice President Trump kind of backed him up then at that point.
I think you have it just half a click off. It's not Donald Trump asking for this. It's very clearly President Elon Musk.
For the Republicans, for President Musk to come in at the last moment and blow up the deal is just intolerable.
President Musk told them, President Musk said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shut the government down. Imagine.
We had a deal. We negotiated a deal. And then Musk decided to change the deal. Do I call him President Musk?
So why are they calling him this, right? Isn't this an honorific title? Well, no. They're trying to be insulting, obviously. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to drive a wedge between Musk and Trump. Because guess what? They're being an effective duo. And so what they want to do is they want to make it seem like Trump is being overshadowed by Musk, right? Like that Trump is at the beck and call of Elon Musk, that he is pathetic and small and weak. And his number two is really the number one, right? Like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to fuel this fire based off Trump's ego, which we all know Trump has an ego, right? That's undeniable. Trump has a massive ego, and that's put him where he is, right? It can be a good thing and a bad thing. And what they're trying to do is use it as a bad thing to make it seem like Musk is the one everybody loves and nobody cares about Trump anymore. I don't think Trump's going to fall for that, because what this shows is that you're winning, right? It's a clear desperation move by the left, is to say that, oh, well, Trump, nobody cares about you anymore, so you should fire Elon Musk because he's making you look bad. It's like, no, the reason you're upset is because he's making Trump look good. He was a good pick. He was a good choice. He's affecting policy in a good way. Because I had mentioned this before, the ongoing Republican Civil War, the first opportunity the neocons get, they're going to rear their ugly heads and try to stop Trump in the actual America First agenda. Well, look what just happened. Mike Johnson and all his little cronies have decided to go against the American people and tried to pass this 1,500-page pork bill. And Elon Musk comes in and says, we're going to primary you if you do this. And like this, and Vivek too, saying this is the ridiculous stuff in the bill, even including pay raises for Congress. How much do we actually want to give that to them, and all this other ridiculous pork and whatnot. And so Elon just says, this is the truth of the bill. And if you pass it, we're going to primary you. And that amount of pressure, external pressure, Republicans are not used to. They're not used to being berated by their own constituents for doing the wrong thing. Well, finally, it's the time for that. And Elon's the one really putting the pressure on, not Trump. But so what, right? He's the member of Trump's administration. He's a member of Trump's camp. And he's a representative of Donald Trump's actual agenda and plan. And Elon did most of the talking in this event where he, was kind of threatening these congressmen with getting primaried or removed. And obviously he's the head of X, so he has that platform, which is where most of this, complaining from real Republicans was coming from. But that doesn't diminish this as an accomplishment for Trump. A win for the Trump camp is a win for Trump, right? He's the leader. He picked the guy. The guy is doing his job. And he's not even really doing his job. He's going out above and beyond his job and his description to influence what is going to be a continual problem, which is these rhino Republicans, these neocon Republicans, trying to sneakily get away with all these things that hurt the American people and benefit themselves. Well, even Elon said on Twitter, you think the American people are dumb. They are not. They are not dumb. They have eyes. They can see what you're doing. People are paying attention to politics more than ever before because they realize how much it affects them. They realize how corrupt the government is on both sides. This whole uniparty thing, this is a clear example of. Trump's not even in office yet, and still the uniparty rears its ugly head again to contest Trump before he's even president, right? Because Trump wants an agenda that works for the American people, and these congressmen clearly do not. So I don't think this tactic's going to work. I mean, Trump has an ego, but I don't think he's going to fire Musk over it. I think they're genuinely friends. I think, if anything, this should show like, hey, we're winning, right? They're desperately name calling, right? They have no real defense against the pork and whatnot in this bill. And so what they say is, oh, we're going to stick it to him by saying Vice President Trump. That'll really get him. It's like, okay, guys, if that's your biggest defense in this whole situation, it's pretty pathetic, and it's not a very strong case to be made for why we need a 1,500-page bill that was then immediately cut down after people complained to the congressman, called them and said, this is stupid. I don't want this. This is ridiculous. This is going to be an ongoing problem, and I think the Republicans were not ready for this level of pushback, both internally now from Musk and Vivek and that Doge camp, and probably there'll be other people. There's also good reps who were, talking about this, how this always happens every Christmas. They try to shove a bill down their throats and say, you don't get to go home for Christmas unless you pass this bill that is ridiculous and bloated. So there are good reps, there are good people. And so you have the internal pressure, and then you have the external pressure of the people who are letting their voices be heard, via social media, sharing things they've heard and seen and what they actually want. And then also calling the representatives and saying, don't pass this bill, actually make a deal for the American people that works for the American people. So that's going to be, in my mind, this is a good thing, right? This is a good sign that things are working, that Trump's letting Musk operate, that I think Trump is okay with what's going on, because he hired Elon to be an attack dog, and that's clearly what's going to happen. And I thought Elon would be the most influential person, because I thought he would be the most timely person in the administration. He would say, we got to get stuff done now. We want to move things forward now. We're going to aggressively push our agenda and not, cave to the neocons and tell them, we don't need your vote. We'll just get rid of you. We'll just, fire you, basically. And they're afraid of that. These people who, the corrupt neocons who crave money and power, they won't have much power if you get them out of office. They won't have much money if you get them out of office. They won't have much influence if you get them out of office. So they would rather take, a smaller portion of something than nothing. And they truly fear the American people. They're starting to realize that the American people are paying attention to their every move now, and they're not okay with the same games that have been played for the last several decades. So now is the time to really push things forward and say, call out anybody who's doing something wrong. It doesn't matter if they're on your side. That whole don't insult Republicans, we got to all work together. It's like, no, if you have, a dead branch, cut it off, right? This is not something we need to unify against, right? The Democrats are beaten. Now's the time to get rid of the Republicans who are bad as well. And if there's good Democrats that say hey, let's stop passing pork, let's stop doing that, work with them, work with anybody who's being honest and genuine, who isn't immediately trying to undermine you or, pass something that benefits themselves. So all in all, I think this is actually a win for Trump. I think it should be a sign that they're doing a good job, where they're insulting Elon and they're trying to get Trump to get rid of him, because it's why, if your enemy wants you to get rid of somebody, you should probably keep them around, right? Logically, that makes sense. If they hate somebody so much and they're trying desperately to get rid of them, it's probably a good sign that they're doing a very good job that threatens the integrity of the enemy camp. So Trump should keep Elon around. He should actually give him probably more leeway, and people like Vivek who actually want to accomplish something for once, right? They actually want to get something done, and they're calling out the people in their own party who are not doing their jobs and are actively going against the American people, the wolves in sheep's clothing. So Trump should take that as a win. He should not let his ego get to him. I don't think he really will, because I think he understands that Musk is not a threat to him, right, in his legacy. The more that Trump can accomplish during his time in office, the better his legacy is going to be, the better he's going to look in the history books. And I think that's something Trump does care about. And I think he cares about winning. Obviously, that's his number one thing is, I just want to win at everything I do. And if you want to win, you got to have good people on your team. So he should keep the good people who are doing good things, even if during their time in the limelight, it doesn't glorify Trump above all, he should still keep them around, because a win for the Trump camp is a win for Trump. And that's my thoughts on this. So if you like the video, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And thank you for watching.